Hi, this is Shane Willis from astrongpurpose.com. I'm going to take you back to that course one more time. We're going to talk more about how you can tie all the documentations, all the loans together in today's world, and how this can really help you with your rehab and resale projects. Let's go. Now, we get to your lower credit scores. Well, we do 70. Sure. You're 620 and above, well, I'll do 70%. Yeah, I'll talk to them. As long as it's full documentation. I want to see exactly what we're doing. I want to see exactly how you plan on repaying me. Spelled out. No liar loans. No doc. You got to go to the full doc date, if you will. What about 65%? 65% seems to be an LTV level that a lot of hard money lenders seem to be okay with. So as you're first starting out, I probably would tell you don't go above 65%. Stay at 65% or below. There's so many deals out there right now. There's so many people that are going to be looking for hard money. Stay at 65% or below. Why? Because that is a better risk. As a lender, your whole job is to be better risk management. So the average prices went down 30-some-odd% in the country in the fall. So a $100,000 house was worth about $65,000. Well, if we only lend them $65,000 in the boom, we're still not upside down. That person can either sell or we can get our property back by buying the house 65 cents on the dollar. Now, a lot of hard money lenders will stop asking for documentation at 65%. They want to see your credit, but they'll stop asking for documentation. They do want to know how you plan on paying them back. Do you plan on renting it out? Is it a rehab resale project? Is it a rehab package sell product? And what I mean by package is rehab, put a tenant in there and then sell it to another investor. Doesn't matter. I just want to know. I want to know what your plans are. As the lender, and as a lender, you need to know, what are your plans? Okay? Under 65%, 60, 50, 40, well, the documentation starts to get less and less, but it's still going to be based off of credit somewhat. I want to know what's going on. Why is your credit in the tank? Or why do you need this hard money loan? We have a lot of people in society right now that have had foreclosures, have had short sales, and their credit score sucks. It absolutely sucks. But you know what they got? They regained a job and they got money. So they just got cash in hand. So they come to me as a rehabber. I've rehabbed a property. Let's just use that other example. Let's go off of easy math. Let's say I rehabbed a property and I'm selling it for $120. Okay? So I'm into the property for 60. I'm into the property for 60 grand. When I rehab a property, it's beautiful. All right, so this place looks pristine. And I'm selling it for 120. Somebody comes to me and says, listen, I've got $35,000. My credit score is 610 because I had a foreclosure. Okay? But I want to live here. Mm-hmm. There's a few options we have here. They ask us to carry the note. Okay. This is one that I have recently done. So these numbers are real. Out of the $60,000, they put $35,000 down. So that leaves me $25,000 that I'm left into the property. That's his money. This is real money that I've put out. So I've got $25,000 in it. But $35,000, they give, what is that? $85,000. I got an $85,000 note. Because guess what? There's two aspects of a real estate transaction. One is price, the other is terms. If I'm owner financing, you're going to pay me my price. Remember that. Write that down. If you're owner financing a project, if you're owner financing a project, ask full price. People that are willing to take the owner financing will probably pay you the full price. It's price and terms. Those are the two aspects of a real estate deal. So now I have an $85,000 note. The note was paying 9.2%. It was a 30-year note that ballooned in 10 years. So in 10 years, he's got to pay me off. Now, some people would go, well, wait a minute, I'm still out 25 grand. What happens if I have to foreclose? Then you're only $25,000 in the property. You get the $35,000. There's two options now at this point, and I'll tell you each one as I analyzed them. The $85,000 note at 9.2 for 30 years with a 10-year balloon. I can accept that payment every month for the next 10 years if I wanted to. I could hire a servicer, pay them $30 a month or something to send out the bill, keep the checks, yada, yada, yada. Great. I can do that if I wanted to. This was a rehab and resale project for me, and I had already allocated part of the profit to a different project I was working on. So what I did, these notes, this is a note, these notes are marketable. They're marketable. What do I mean by that? That means I can sell them. I can sell the notes. Now you're going to take what they call in the industry a haircut. And what is a haircut? Haircut means a discount. Something I probably need soon. It means a discount. You get a discount on the note. So let's say they're going to take a 10% haircut on my note because the guy's credit wasn't all that good. But I take this note to market and they say they take 10%. I think they actually wound up taking 15%, but for easy math, we'll just say 10. 10% off of this note. That's $8,500. So 8,500. What is that? 76.5. 76.5. So somebody offered me $76,500 for an $85,000 note. Why? Well, because the guy put $35,000 down. These are all aspects of the loan that you need to talk to people if you're going to sell the note. You need to show them the whole picture. So you already put $35,000 down, then he's picking it up as a discount. I'm getting $76,500. I'm into it for $25,000 left because I get to keep the $35,000. That was mine. $51,500 is my profit. Now there's some processing fees and some legal stuff, so take $1,500 out of that. I made $50,000. I helped this guy by buying this property. We owner financed it, so we don't have to worry about an appraisal. Although I would get an appraisal if I plan on selling this note because you want to show that it's not just what we think it's worth, but it is actually worth the $120,000 that we sold it for. Then we sell it off. We put $50,000 in our pocket. We move on to the next deal. That's a good trade. And that's a way to help these owner financing deals help you sell more properties. And this is just one that I own. Would you buy this note? If you were looking for a long-term investment in your IRA, oh yeah, you can buy notes inside of an IRA. Imagine all these people that have 401ks that are rolling them over and looking for a place to put them. Here's a great place to put them. And if you showed them how to do this, you'd have note buyers left and right. Okay, so $85,000 note, $76,500, and we've all had mortgages before. How much of the principal are they going to pay off in the first 10 years? Less than 20%. Or right at 20%. Which means almost all this $76,500 is still going to be due. So 20% of that's what, 13 grand? $13,000? Or no, I guess that would be 15,000. So 15,000. They still owed 61,000, but they were paid more than that 16,000, no problem. So this is just one way of doing it. This is a rehab, resell, owner finance the resale, sell the note. It's a great step all the way through it. So we don't have to just necessarily be looking to do hard money loans for us right now. You come to me and want a hard money loan right now. This is just another aspect for you to help sell your traded properties. Rehab, resell, owner finance, sell the note. It's just that simple. Oh, and guess what, guys? There's a whole nother market out there on note selling. These note sales are totally, I mean, it's a great market. It's a great market out there because, honestly, the 76.5, I think, came from somebody secondary. I think the 76.5 came from somebody secondary, meaning there was a person between me and them, because this 76.5 wound up being 78.5. Which means he sold this note, the same $85,000 note. He bought it from me from 76.5, same day, sold it for 78.5. $2,000 in his pocket. He just went on to the next deal. That's a whole industry you can be in, buying and selling notes in the same day. Literally just, here you go, here's the money. So hopefully this helps you a little bit on understanding that all those loan documentations, all those loan structures I was talking about, don't just throw them out the window and say, well, that was the heyday. No. Count down, go through your book, count down what's their credit, what's their LTV, and what are the terms. Let's talk about another term. One of the terms that we used to see all the time was no payment. Why in the world would we do a no payment loan? Well, because it's building interest. It's building interest. So maybe if the LTV was 25% to begin with, we know it's a rehab resale project. We have a balloon, remember the balloon, everything's due. We have a balloon on it in a year, no payments due. Great. That helps the rehabber by managing their cash flow so they can put the money in the product. Now, you might want to, if you do that, you might want to draw some terminology in the note that says you have the right to come by and make sure work's being done. And if it's not, the note comes due. And that's at your full discretion. See, I want you to think outside the box. Hard money and lending, private lending, is a huge industry. Multi-billion-dollar industry. But each loan can be different. Now, if you plan on selling these loans, hop on the couple of websites. Start looking at what people are looking for when they buy them. And then structure them accordingly. It's that simple. Structure them according to what the market wants to buy. Okay. The hard money market says you need to do X. Great. So when somebody comes to you and says, I want to buy it owner financing, because you offered that when you listed the property, when you put it on the market, you offered owner financing. They say, I want to do owner financing. Great. You know the criteria it's going to take to sell that note. So you can structure the loan accordingly. We could go over example, but there's so many different ways of doing this. What about a loan on multiple properties? A blanket, what they call a blanket mortgage. Then you just do a partial release. Builders do that all the time when they buy the land. They buy the land, a developer will buy all the land under one loan and then just gets partial releases every time a lot sells. Just a partial release. What about instead of interest, we take equity? A rehab resale product or rehab resale project? What if we take equity? No interest. I want 20% of the equity when we flip it. Okay. It really depends on what you negotiate. So I know you guys are looking for the tried and true. What do we do? The tried and true is anything under 65%, LTV of 65, credit score at 620, 550 or above. LTV at 65% and repay terms, 30-year note, standard with a balloon within a year or two. That's your standard. That's your bread and butter stuff. If you can structure it that way, it's not going to be hard to sell it. One of the other things you might want to do is talk to the people about credit and work them through how to increase their credit, how to increase what they're doing.